Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Pooja Walia Maan from SGI Samalkha. Today we are going to talk on the module Managing Service Differentiation from the paper Service Marketing. So students, let's see what we are going to learn in this module. In this module, you will learn meaning of differentiation, meaning of service differentiation, components of service differentiation, what determines value. Imagine yourself to be a customer who wants to get certain routine blood tests done, but do not have the time to drive a long distance for the same, for giving the sample, and then driving again for the collection of reports. How would you feel if a friend suggests you a path lab that may come to your home for the collection of sample and delivery of reports? You might feel that this is a new service and you find it very convenient. Similarly, every car manufacturer offers you few services which are free for regular maintenance. But how about the car dealer staff coming into your place with an appointment and taking the car for a service and then also dropping it back? Let us take another example for a bank. How about a school coming to your home to get the admission done for your child and letting the fees be deposited by the bank personnel coming to your home by getting all the documents collected? Well, all these are certain examples of various service sellers trying to strike a differentiation chord with the actual and potential customers. In this module, let us try to understand what service differentiation means and what are the components of the same. The concept of being different is very much essential in today's world of cutthroat competition. The difference of one product from its competitor is the revenue that it earns. Products and services have to be different in order to survive the competition. It is not just the domestic competition, but also the competition from abroad. As one country produces and sells in another country, while some other countries produce and sell in our domestic country. The targeted consumers, therefore, has many options. Choosing among options is always based on differences, either implicit or explicit. So, one must differentiate in order to attract the customer and make him or her buy the product or service being sold by us. So now we come to the topic of differentiation. Creating differentiation in one's own product and services is a better way to avoid competition. One can offer a number of possible options in products to the customers. Every type of customer can choose a product which he or she likes. In this way, low-end, mid-end or high-end customers, all of them will have a product from where they can choose. Common differentiations include speed, performance, quality, responsiveness, availability, ease, or integration. But how can we differentiate the services? It is easy when the differentiation of variables is tangible, as in the case of products. But it is very difficult in the case of services. If the product has not many tangible features, then adding value to the product is one of the methods. This process is called as service differentiation. In the days of intense price competition, service marketers often complained about the difficulty or how different is their service from the competitors. To the extent that customers view the services of different providers as similar, they care less about the provider than the price. The solution to price competition is to develop a differentiated offer, delivery, and image. The offer can include innovative features that set one company's offer apart from competitors' offers. Some hotels offer car, speed internet connections, etc. in their rooms. Airlines differentiate their offers through frequent flyer programs or special services. For example, British Airways offers spa services at its arrivals lounge at Heathrow Airport and softer in-flight beds. Plumper pillows and cozier blankets also are on offer. One of its ads says, its simple goal is to deliver the best service customer could ask for without him having to ask. Service companies can differentiate their service delivery by having more able and reliable customer contact people, by delivering and developing a superior physical environment in which the service product is offered, or by designing a superior delivering process. Differentiation is the key to successful marketing, competing, and building sustainable competitive advantage. A superior product or service means nothing without a way of somehow letting the prospective customers know about it. The differentiation can be for any customer's benefit that separates one from another competitor. One must find that difference should be communicated to the customers. For example, many grocery chains now offer online shopping and home delivery as a better way to shop, and home delivery as a better way away from the crowds, parkings, drives, wait-in lines, etc. Finally, service companies also can work on differentiating their images through symbols and branding. The Harris Bank adopted the lion as symbol on its stationery. Their advertisement also showed stuffed animals offering to look like the new depositors. Other well-known service symbols also can be discussed, like the Merrill Lynch's bull, the MGM's lion, McDonald's golden ox, to name just a few. Having discussed about service differentiation, let's talk about the various tools for service differentiation. The main factors which can be used for service differentiation are, firstly, installation. It refers to the work done to make a product operational in its planned location. Differentiation by installation is practically important for companies that offer complex product services like computers. The second tool could be the customer training. It refers to how the customer's employees are trained to use the vendor equipment properly and efficiently. The third tool is customer consulting. It refers to data information system and advertising services that the seller offers to the buyers. Maintenance and repair is yet another tool. It refers to the service program for helping customers keep purchasing products in good working order, an important consideration for many products and services. The next tool is delivery. It is related to how well the product or service is delivered to the customers, covering speed, accuracy, and the customer care variables. The sixth such tool is the ordering ease. It refers to how easy it is for a customer to place an order with the company. Marketeers are constantly searching for tools of differentiation. Unless a company has a genuine scientific or technological advantage, preferably the one that can be protected by a patent, competitors can more often than not match any incremental change in an ever-shortening time scale. Taking cost out of an operation may be through new tools and techniques in operational management, relocating production to areas of lower labor cost, or a combination of both. Likewise, it creates advantage that can be sustained only after a relatively short time. This is true of manufacturing and service industries alike. It is so as much manufacturing has migrated into China and so much software development and IT-based services have migrated into India. These moves would have happened on cost grounds alone. However, there is another dimension. The general raising of educational standards and the speed with which knowledge is disseminated nowadays means that socio-economic development is being accelerated and that certain industrializing economies are achieving rates of change that were unheard of even as recently as 20 years ago. The internet is just one tool for disseminating knowledge that is open to competing organizations worldwide. Where this tool is used to enhance an existing robust business, the effect on the established competitive structure can be very significant. This is a phenomena that is becoming known as time compression. Companies are now in a race to bring a stream of incremental changes to produce and offer services faster than before. And this is becoming the real differentiator. The difference between the financial performance of first in class and third in class is widening, and the famous bell-shaped curve applied to profitability distribution between players in a given market is becoming flatter. According to recent research across many sectors done by Stanford University, the number of companies and the percentage of sector revenue generating twice the average industry sector profit have been declining steadily over the past 20 years. The winner may not take all, but does take an increasing share of available value. 20 years ago, one of the mainstream channels of thought in marketing strategy was the need to choose between price leadership and differentiation, and to avoid being stuck in the middle. This particular distinction is now less valid, given the wider and more even diffusion of technology and dissemination of knowledge. Price is becoming much more of a differentiator. To take a simple example, the phrase, in quotes, made in China no longer signifies a lower standard of quality. The fact that well-educated and well-trained Chinese workers do not have minimum 2 televisions per home, do not think of a car as a necessity, and do not regard 2 foreign holidays per year as a means that they can use as a cost or a price differentiator. This argument does not apply, at least as of now, to all products. The important issue here is that it is gradually being applied to an increasing number of products and services. Achieving and sustaining a competitive cost or price balance has always been required. The problem now is that it is more difficult to do, and the characteristics of the end service cannot be guaranteed to do it for all. Let us revisit the question, what is differentiation? This question looks fairly simple. Differentiation exists when consumers, under conditions of competitive supply, are faced with a range of choices. They perceive that product offerings do not have the same value, and they are prepared to dispose of unequal level of resources, especially the money, in acquiring as many of the available offerings as they wish. It is, however, a little more complicated, and it is the concept of value itself that complicates it. So, what determines value? There are 2 dimensions to this answer. The first is what can be termed as techno-economic logic, and the second is the emotional logic. What is clear, however, is that these 2 logics have one thing in common. They are defined by the customer, not by the supplier. Understanding the relative significance of each and communicating this to a consumer faced with increasingly wide choice are the essential requirements in achieving differentiation. Since this is getting more difficult to achieve in the first place and to sustain over time for the reasons mentioned, we need to understand two broader concepts of business. These emerging determinants of value and the potential source of renewable differentiation are twofold. First, the supply chain, and second, the service experience. These two concepts are beginning to move our focus away from the three traditional elements, that is, product, brand, and service. Though it is acknowledged that these three elements remain a part of marketing, the argument is that there is a significant change from being order winners to order qualifiers. So, do we have an explosion of choice? Well, the point is that demand has not grown by anywhere near the rate of growth in choice. It is this clear trend of service and brand proliferation, and therefore increasing fragmentation of markets and market segments, that poses the challenge in differentiation. There is simply not enough product differentiation to go about. Service packages or extensions used to work. They no longer always will, because they can very easily be copied and improved by the competitors at an increasing speed. Let us take an example of a service product with which we are familiar: the air travel. Frequent flyer miles constitute a vivid example of just how short an innovative idea can be effective. In the mid-1980s, American Airlines introduced Advantage. This differentiating concept was a great success for a while, until most other competitors realized that they could do likewise. Along with this, many of America's customers eventually amassed so many flyer miles that they could not redeem them within the period of time to expiry. Americans was engulfed in a sea of complaints from their prime segment, which was their frequent flyers. Goodwill was destroyed, badwill was created. Fortunately for American, this problem quickly hit all competitors and thus was to some extent neutralized fairly quickly. Americans' remedy was simple, namely to abolish the time to expiry feature of the product. The point is, as a differentiator, the effective life cycle of frequent flyer miles or points and their differentiating power were much shorter than the airlines originally anticipated. Not surprisingly, like exchangeable currencies, this quasi-currency has gradually been subject to inflation and value reduction. From the early 1990s onwards, the world's major airlines joined together to form marketing alliances to offer seamless travel worldwide. Just about every major airline now belongs to an alliance. This mechanism was open to being copied and improved in a relatively short time, and therefore any marketing advantage was short lived. So, does this matter? Not critically, since the true benefit is found in cost reduction. The airlines have been able to reduce their facilities worldwide and share each other's, thereby gaining greater asset utilization and containing investment and overhead cost. The problem now is that the benefits from this have all been realized and the airlines remain under financial pressure. In an industry that has been protected by regulation for almost the whole of its existence, the shakeout as markets have become freer has been severe. The profit problems of the industry have not been entirely due to the recent volume effect, which was actually the following of 9/11 events and a major period of international insecurity. The airline industry was already facing declining profitability over many years, despite a rising market, because a small number of truly differentiated players took advantage of several factors to enter and develop the business on the basis of new approach. They were differentiated, and their differentiation was based on, firstly, a superior understanding of the potential of the industry supply chain, and secondly, a superior understanding of the changing motivations, value concepts, and decision frames of a variety of existing and potential customers. Differentiating on customer service is seen by many organizations as a key element of their strategy. Converting a customer service strategy into customer service excellence holds many challenges. Retailers that can secure more loyal customers are the ones that will win. It's more about customer care than service. Competitive pricing and excellent products is vital, but we add value through the quality of care we provide through our personnel. On the other side of the equation, the large majority of customers identify the quality of service they receive as an important driver of their loyalty. Lower level of loyalty, increasing value awareness, which should not be interpreted as simply the lowest price. Consumers invest more time in background research before purchasing higher value goods. This covers both formal research and the less formal, less structured use of social media, which is influenced by a wider network of sources. Consumers are more likely to complain either formally or through more informal channels like the social media. Consumers want to decide for themselves which media to use to communicate with the retailers, so that maybe a physical encounter or an electronic or maybe a mixture, but the expectation is for a consistent response. Consumers look for retailers to provide an end-to-end solution, ranging right from supporting their initial pre-purchase research needs through to the delivery of the product at home, possibly the installation and disposal of the old product. So students, let's now summarize what we learned in this module. Differentiation is a tool used by the marketeers to offer some unique feature in their marketing mix to give an element of surprise and satisfaction to their actual and potential customers. Differentiation in services aims to offer a unique experience to the target customers and facilitate in the establishment of a strategic positioning of these services in the market. Service differentiation thus means to offer something out of the box to the customers which they may not be used to being served earlier, thereby making an image of the service provider based on this unique service experience with the aim to gain competitive advantage for the service firm. Often, the service marketeers is confronted with a choice between two different strategies, differentiation and focus. While the differentiation intends to add various specialized aspects with regard to something unique, the focus strategy may attempt to appeal to a niche market segment. Different industries aim to offer different strategic differentiation. Some may offer to make few dramatic differentiation in a single area of service delivery. Others may strive to have little bit differences in large variables of the service delivery. A number of tools can be available with the service firms to differentiate their offerings from the others in the marketplace. Food Panda and Zomato, for instance, are the examples of ordering ease for free home delivery of the food. There are others like Domino's who have differentiated the home delivery service by offering speed of delivery. However, it is important to understand that the area of differentiation should be relevant to the target consumer, else will not be able to reap the desired benefits. The aim of service differentiation is to take advantage of the competitive positioning chalked out by the service firm to earn the top of mind recall in a differentiated service area. Thank you.